This is the vlog for December 11th, 2018, and today's the first day in a while I felt like really depressed. And I don't know why. I think it's just because it was incredibly dark and dreary today. It was dark and cloudy outside. It was raining, pouring rain in a lot of cases, and it was windy. It was warm. It was about 50 degrees out for a little bit. At least it felt like it. And I opened up the windows of my room to sort of air it out. It gets a bit stuffy in the winter if I don't do that at least a couple times a month. And it's cold in here. The house is not warmed up considerably. And winter technically doesn't start for another 10 days or so, week and a half. And this depression it's real. I feel depressed, but I also understand that it's sort of a combination of factors. It's a combination of my own sort of chemical makeup, the effect the weather has on me. And admittedly, I've been thinking a lot about the prospect of failing at writing it, at not having a manuscript that I can sell, or even worse, selling one manuscript and finding that Daigaya as a whole won't be popular enough to sustain me and allow me to write all the other books that I want to write. But we do live in an interesting age where even if this initial book, Zero, doesn't pan out, I have at my disposal the ability to self-publish online through Amazon or other venues, and just keep putting them out. Probably be a very slow process because I'll have to have a real job to pay for everything in the meantime. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I've been, and it's a vicious cycle because I feel it's all this doubt, and it drives me away from writing in some cases. I actually did more writing today than I have in a while, but it was all notes, and a lot of it has nothing to do with the book that I'm currently working on. It's just things that I thought of that I wanted to write down so that I wouldn't forget them. I've had people try and explain the concept of ennui, which I believe is French. It's this feeling of sort of bleak emptiness or something. And that is sort of what this is like. And the things that make me happy don't necessarily make me happy, and are almost serving more as a distraction from the reality of my situation. And I just need to focus on this and finish writing it. But I'm going to have to put a bunch of my stuff in storage the week of Christmas, and that's going to be a little bit painful too. But with no one else in the house, at the very least, hopefully that's even less distraction to me. I feel like I've got almost the complete rest of the plot in my head. Just sort of trying to think of ways to tie certain things together. One thing that I have done, thought of yesterday and started doing today, and I could probably finish tonight, maybe I will finish tonight if I just focus on it instead of letting myself get distracted, is adding a couple things earlier in the book. Some chapters that I felt like were sort of expository anyway. I thought that I might be able to slide in some extra, in one case extra action, in another case a little bit of explanation on the nature of magical devices, and how most of the magic that people use in their daily lives in Daigaya, at least in Terrasia, are machines. They are magically powered devices called focus devices that people use like a smartphone. It's called a pocket scroll, but it behaves very much like a smartphone does in the real world. There are vehicle foci that use magical power sources to move. There are airships, for example, portal relays, which allow instantaneous transportation between two relays on the same telluric network. And these are things that I mention, or actually go into some detail in the original manuscript I wrote, but I sometimes forget that stuff isn't there in this book, and some of it is going to need explanation. I really do need an editor to sort of sit me down and be like, okay, here are places where you need to do this, 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 and this, and this. But it's just an off day, and I'll get past it. And it's times like this when I really am thankful for my tagline, I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.